The way humans understand or deduce the unfathomable or the unexplained forces and things is as diverse as each human mind. If there's no single canon to take inspiration or influence from, anything that's created based on the fictitious or mythical imagining of the unknown is bound to spiral into chaos. Let's take the latest fictitious renderings in pop culture, such as Marvel and DCU. A lot of discussions and theories spring up around different characters and events of these fictitious universes, but all branching from the artistic canonical creations of a single or a small group of artists, which are used as reference points. However, defying all odds, rarely there have been instances of the creativity of a large number of humans coming together to create collaborative writing communities. Today, our video's focus is entities of a universe created by a community that has attained much traction in the last decade or so, named SCP Foundation. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. What is the SCP Foundation? Starting from the basics, SCP is a collaborative writing project where writers write and add to a shared fictional universe, primarily revolving around the SCP Foundation. The collaborative writing project is done on a website based on the wiki hosting service called SCP Wiki. Further, fans and followers of the lore contribute to the discussion in various social media writing and discussion forums like IRC and Discord. Discussions also happen on social media platforms, including Twitter and Reddit. In this global age of the digital world, an entire trend or movement can be sparked off from the most unimaginable of circumstances and instances. Many of you may remember the sensational rise of Dogecoin in 2021, a cryptocurrency that initially started as a meme or shitcoin. The coin went on a surge of value, gaining over 800% in a matter of a few days, guided by a frenzy of discussions in Reddit forums. This is one of the many such instances of sensationalism in this age of digital media. Such viral phenomena are helped by the fact that accessibility and globalization have happened in a virtual world, with physical distances becoming increasingly insignificant. But such sensational and viral phenomena mostly have come and gone in the blink of an eye. Very few have sustained and thrived for a long period of time. Today's topic of exploration, the SCP Foundation, is one such instance of sustenance. SCP's origins can be traced to the creepypasta legend, which started gaining prominence in the late 2000s and early 2010s, when various internet forums like 4chan, Something Awful, and Reddit were in vogue, much before Facebook and later Instagram gained the status of the primary go-to social media. Creepypasta were various horror-related stories or legends that originated and spread through the internet. The first instance of SCP's feature was a SCP file named SCP-173, which was posted on the paranormal forum of the image board website 4chan. The story featured an image of a painted wood sculpture titled Untitled 2004, originally made by the Japanese artist Izumi Kato. But before further tracing the rise of the entire SCP universe, let's take a look at what exactly the Foundation is. Let's start by quoting the boldened sentences in the introduction and briefing done by the administrator in the SCP Wiki. Mankind in its present state has been around for 250,000 years, yet only a small fraction of that has been of any significance. Mankind must not go back to hiding in fear. We secure, we contain, we protect. The quotes are about the unknown or things beyond human cognition that have been part of our world alongside humanity. According to the lore, SCP is a secret global organization that aims to either neutralize the threats posed by these unknowns or deal with them. In addition to all these, according to the SCP Foundation, information about these entities should not be common knowledge, as it will threaten the current nature of the daily lives of people, inducing fear and mistrust in their lives. To maintain the current status quo, it's necessary to maintain the belief that forces larger than them or subvert their current understanding are just part of myths or hearsay. The unknown are named anomalies in this universe. It sounds a little bit like the premise of Men in Black, doesn't it? But the lore expands in a much more nuanced and detailed way, with each anomaly having a file maintained in its name in two parts: SCP followed by a number. For example, SCP-173. SCP organization, also known as the organization in the universe Force's primary missions aims to, as stated in the wiki page, secure, contain, and protect, which is the acronym of the organization. There's also an expansion given to these three goals. Quoting the page, securing anomalies to prevent them from falling into the hands of civilian or rival agencies through extensive observation and surveillance, acting to intercept anomalies at the earliest opportunity, containing anomalies to prevent spread of their influence or effects by either relocating, concealing, or dismantling them, or by suppressing public dissemination of knowledge thereof, protects humanity as well as the anomalies themselves until such time that they are either fully understood or new theories of science can be devised based on their properties and behavior. The anomalies can be anything not currently understood by humankind. They can be objects, entities, phenomena, cognitohazards, or infohazards, which affect one's understanding through information, images, or sounds. Memetics, which virally infect thoughts. Spatial and temporal anomalies. Extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional anomalies. Conceptual anomalies. Pataphysical anomalies, which extend outside the story or outside the fourth wall. Biohazards and diseases. Reality benders and ontokinetic anomalies that can alter reality. Artificial intelligence and technological anomalies, and artifacts and relics, which are often tied to myths or religions, having magical powers. Anything that is an alteration to the world as we understand it is an anomaly. Further, according to the risk they pose or the difficulty in stopping them, anomalies are divided into 4 primary containment classes and 6 secondary and specialized containment classes. The 4 primary containment classes are Safe, Euclid, Keter, and Thaumiel. As the name suggests, safe anomalies are mostly understood and easy to contain, posing no or minimal risk to humanity. Euclid anomalies are more difficult to handle compared to safe, requiring more active monitoring, with their behavior and nature still being studied. Keter anomalies are almost impossible to handle and require significant effort and resources to contain. Failing to do so can lead to catastrophic events. Thaumiel anomalies are those that the SCP Foundation uses to interact with, counter, or understand other anomalies. They're critical to the Foundation's functioning. The secondary containment classes are neutralized, explained, Apollyon, Archon, Ticonderoga, and esoteric classes. As the name suggests, neutralized classes are those that are no longer considered anomalous and are either destroyed or deemed inert. Explained classes have been fully studied and explained by science and are no longer considered anomalous. Apollyon anomalies cannot be contained and will eventually cause apocalyptic scenarios. Archon anomalies can be contained, but it's much more advantageous to leave them uncontained. Due to incomplete properties, or as they are currently understood, Ticonderoga anomalies exist in a state between containment and neutralization. Esoteric classes include any anomaly that cannot be classified under conventional categories. To understand how the SCP Foundation functions, we need to take a look at the hierarchy or the structure of their organization. The O5 Council is the highest in the hierarchy. They oversee the entire operation of the Foundation and make decisions on the most important matters at the global level, such as apocalyptic scenarios. They have unfiltered access to all the information of the Foundation. Next come the site directors, who are in charge of respective sites or areas. They report directly to the O5 Council. Department heads and division leaders are responsible for different departments, such as the Containment Department, Security Department, Medical Department, etc. Members of mobile task forces are deployed in specific instances to deal with anomalies or incidents. Their primary roles include recovery, containment, and neutralization of anomalies. Researchers and scientists conduct research and experimentation on anomalies to understand their nature. They are responsible for documenting anomalies. Then come the Class D personnel, at the bottom of the hierarchy, who are mostly criminals on death row from across the world. They are treated as expendable and are usually used for high-risk tests and experiments involving SCPs. Even if they manage to survive the tests, their complete memory is wiped to maintain secrecy, or their lives are terminated at the end. There's another category, which is not part of the hierarchy as such, called Class E personnel. They are members of the Foundation who have been exposed to anomalies and are therefore put under observation, returned if they heal, or terminated if the effects are irreversible. The conduct of the SCP Foundation can be a matter of debate regarding ethical and moral considerations. They often kill innocent people and, in some instances, even conduct mass genocides to avoid leaking information about the Foundation. If not killed, people are subjected to memory loss. These instances are justified by saying that this is for the world's greater good and for the majority who go on living their lives as it is. The ideas are based upon unilateralism, where decisions are made to minimize harm. Now, with the SCP Foundation and its universe introduced, let's move on to the next part of the video, which will explore the 10 best SCPs. The 10 best SCPs out there. 1. SCP-001, When Day Breaks. Due to the fact we mentioned earlier in the video, that is the presence of contributions from multiple writers and the lack of a single defining canon, there are numerous SCP-001s in the universe. The designation is specially reserved for the most important anomalies, often leading to the world's alteration, or worse, its end. The stories of SCP-001s are called proposals and represent unique visions and the diversity of creativity among the writers. SCP-001, When Day Breaks, is one such anomaly featured in SD Locke's proposal. The anomaly is an event in which the sun, for unknown reasons, emits rays with an anomalous effect, mutating every living organism it contacts into gelatinous, waxy masses of flesh. These organisms are said to melt like wax, but do not die. The resulting melted fleshy masses, in turn, become new anomalies named SCP-001-A. The event occurred suddenly, with all living beings who came into contact with sunlight converting into these fleshy masses, resulting in casualties numbering almost 6.8 billion. The affected plant life remained immobile, though their capacity for photosynthesis was unaffected. Animal life, on the other hand, retained cognitive abilities. However, these properties were lost once they merged with others, as the melted organisms displayed an affinity to merge with other fleshy masses and convert survivors. SCP-001, an initial call to survivors using familiar voices and sentience. By doing so, they aim to lure survivors into sunlight for conversion. In addition to mimicking familiar voices, the melted organisms also manipulate survivors by describing the beauty and warmth of sunlight. The cause of the sun's transformation into a horrific anomaly remains unexplained. SD Locke's proposal also does not provide an ending, prompting numerous alternate endings and discussions. The story represents a scenario of existentialism as humanity, though physically altered, maintains human cognition and thought while attempting to assimilate everything in its path to avoid isolation. 2. SCP-5000. Why? SCP-5000 is the anomaly in the storyline SCP-5000-Y, authored by Anthony. SCP-5000 is a non-functional, heavily modified mechanical exoskeleton-like suit which Pietro Wilson, an ordinary Foundation technician, dons due to circumstances. It protects Pietro from hostile environments and anomalies in the dystopian world where the story takes place. It also logs his experiences and thoughts, which form the premise of the story. At some point in the past, the organization discovered that humanity itself is an anomaly that will lead to the end of the universe or reality. They found that the risk is posed by the thing that exists inside the human brain, which acts as the primary cause of this apocalypse. To save the universe, the Foundation decided that the only solution was to exterminate all of humanity. To achieve this, they unleashed dangerous anomalies, plunging the entire Earth into chaos, with humanity gradually finding survival increasingly difficult. As mentioned earlier, the Foundation was created to protect humanity from danger. However, this storyline features the organization's conception of the greater good pitted against humanity itself. Pietro's logs, filled with confusion, fear, and a quest for answers, reflect his struggle to reconcile this reality. For him, the organization he thought worked to protect humanity has become the cause of its end, an idea he finds impossible to accept. No rationality could justify it for him. Moreover, the fact that the suit, an anomaly itself, protects a human from destruction underscores the moral ambiguity in the story, blurring the line between good and evil. 3. SCP-173, the Sculpture Tale. Returning to the brief description of SCP-173 in the introduction to SCP, it's the first SCP entry that sparked the creation of an entire universe and possibly the largest collaborative writing community. Originally, it was posted as an entry by an anonymous user under the name Moto42 on the 4chan X board in 2007, accompanied by an image of the sculpture by Izumi Kato. The original SCP classified it as Euclid even before the SCP universe and its classification system fully came into being. The description states that a direct line of sight must be maintained with the object at all times. If this line of sight is broken, SCP-173 travels at lightning speed to kill its target by snapping their neck at the base of the skull or strangling them. As a result, the standard procedure for cleaning the anomaly's container involves at least 3 personnel entering the room, 1 to clean, while the other 2 maintain the line of sight with the anomaly. The entry also documents reports of hearing scraping stone sounds while no one is present inside the container. Additionally, a reddish-brown substance, believed to be a combination of feces and blood, is observed in the container. The Sculpture Tale features a containment breach involving SCP-173. The Foundation's staff are both terrorized and equipped with knowledge about the necessity of maintaining a line of sight. As they desperately try to avoid being killed using their understanding of SCP-173's behavior, the anomaly silently continues its rampage, killing personnel the moment their vigilance lapses. The storyline builds upon the basic entry, developing it into a gripping narrative about survival horror. 4. SCP-999. SCP-999 is a safe class anomaly affectionately nicknamed the Tickle Monster due to its playful behavior of engaging in tickle wrestling with the beings it interacts with. The anomaly appears as a large gelatinous mass of translucent orange slime. Being gelatinous, it can change its shape and size at will. It has a thin, transparent membrane serving as a skin-like surface. SCP-999's diet consists primarily of candy and sweets, but it can digest any organic material, excluding meat, due to its love and concern for other living beings. The anomaly causes mild euphoria upon contact, which intensifies the longer one spending time with it. SCP-999 actively seeks interaction with living beings, particularly humans, to elevate their mood. This prompted the containment procedures to include a clause allowing all personnel to visit the containment chamber, but only during breaks. Additionally, staff must interact with SCP-999 in a positive tone. The anomaly shows a remarkable affinity for individuals dealing with PTSD or other forms of trauma. Interacting with SCP-999 has often been described as transformative, leaving individuals with a significantly more positive outlook on life. The organization has utilized SCP-999 in experiments involving malevolent anomalies, often to pacify or neutralize them. A notable instance involved SCP-682, a Keter-class anomaly known for its omnicidal rage. During their interaction, SCP-682 was completely subdued, its rage and violent tendencies neutralized. While others feared SCP-682, SCP-999 approached it with happiness and playfulness. SCP-999's characteristics of healing and joy illustrate that not all anomalies are inherently malevolent. 5. SCP-343. SCP-343 is a safe class anomaly, colloquially nicknamed God due to its godlike characteristics, including omnipotence. It appears as a humanoid figure, seemingly raceless and male. Despite its powers, SCP-343 shows no desire for worship, preferring to interact with humans, offering wisdom and comfort. While most of SCP-343's abilities remain unexplored, it has demonstrated small-scale reality-altering powers. In addition to omnipotence, SCP-343 exhibits omniscience and immortality. During one interaction with Dr. Beck, SCP-343 claimed to be the creator of the universe, but shrugged off a request to prove it with a laugh. He walked through the chamber wall and returned with a hamburger. Dr. Beck also reported that during a subsequent visit, SCP-343 transformed his containment chamber into an Old English-style room, complete with a fireplace, and significantly larger than it appeared from the outside. SCP-343 is allowed limited freedom within the facility under supervision, though its containment is willful, as physical containment is impossible. Attempts to restrict personnel below Tier 3 from visiting SCP-343 have failed, likely due to its time-altering abilities. Personnel spending extended periods with SCP-343 have noted that time within his presence seems to pass far slower than outside the chamber. 6. SCP-096, the Shy Guy. SCP-096, also known as the Shy Guy, is one of the most terrifying entities in the SCP universe. It's a humanoid creature devoid of sapient characteristics. Due to its dangerous nature, its physical description is based on data from pressure sensors and laser detectors, as direct observation is lethal. Viewing SCP-096's face, even indirectly through photographs or video recordings, triggers a relentless homicidal response. Physically, SCP-096 stands at 2.38 meters tall, with disproportionately long limbs and hands extending up to 1.5 meters in length. It has very little muscle mass, suggesting mild malnutrition. Its face resembles that of a human, though its eyes remain an enigma, leaving uncertainty about whether it's blind. SCP-096 is generally docile, spending most of its time in a hunched position. However, if anyone views its face, SCP-096 enters an extreme emotional state, covering its face with its hands while emitting cries and screams. It then becomes highly aggressive, moving at speeds of up to 35 kilometers per hour to locate and terminate the individual, designated SCP-096-1. No known means can stop SCP-096 once it begins its pursuit. After eliminating SCP-096-1, the anomaly returns to its passive state, retreating to its habitat. Due to the danger SCP-096 poses to the organization's secrecy, a termination order has been approved. 7. SCP ? What happens after? SCP ? is an ambiguous cognitohazard that has been classified under the Damarung class, a category specific to this anomaly alone. There's very little information available about this anomaly due to its indescribable horror. Even the O5 Council members are so terrified of the concept that they want all information about it to be completely erased, even from their own minds. The anomaly can be described as a state where the mind or consciousness remains immortal even after physical death. This forces the mind to feel and experience the body's gradual decay and disintegration, with immortality persisting indefinitely. This leads to extreme psychological devastation as individuals remain unable to die, seemingly trapped in perpetual immortality. It also affects the larger cosmological balance, disrupting the natural order itself. The description of the anomaly is intentionally vague, and the original code for the anomaly, SCP-2718, is constantly being altered to make the information as inaccessible as possible to regular individuals. The anomaly is featured in the storyline What Happens After, which explores the concept of what happens after death. The description is actually a recording of an O5 Council member, identified as O5-7, who brings knowledge of the anomaly to light. After this revelation, O5-7 permanently locks the document, making it impossible to delete or edit. The concept is deeply philosophical and disturbing, delving into ideas such as nihilism and existentialism. 8. SCP-610, the Flesh That Hates. SCP-610 represents body horror in the SCP universe. It's a highly contagious and parasitic infection that seeks to convert anything it comes into contact with into a mass of flesh. Due to the difficulty of containment, it's classified as a Keter-level anomaly. The anomaly was discovered through unnamed channels of the Russian government by SCP personnel. Initial reports were about a few farmers who had disappeared. However, after military intervention, it became evident to the SCP Foundation that something far more significant was occurring. The infection is localized in South Siberia, where isolation measures are practiced due to the extreme difficulty in containing it. SCP-610 initially manifests as a communicable skin disease, with symptoms including rashes and itching. However, within 3 hours, large tissue scars begin appearing on the chest and arms, extending to the legs within the next hour. By the 5th hour, the infection completely engulfs the victim. Records indicate that higher temperatures accelerate the process, with some cases documented to complete within as little as 5 minutes. Once the infection fully consumes a victim, life functions cease for approximately 3 minutes before restarting at a rate 2 to 3 times faster than normal. The infected gradually lose human features, eventually becoming large masses of flesh. Soon after the tissue scar phase, the infected rapidly spread the disease, attempting to consume all living beings in their vicinity. SCP containment procedures involve the immediate termination of any human beings who have contracted the infection. This anomaly represents the loss of human identity, reducing life's purpose to a monstrous pursuit of consumption. 9. SCP-923, a useful tool. SCP-923 is an anomalous satellite originally created by the O5 Council. Its existence came to light when lower-level SCP officials noticed assassinations conducted by the satellite. Over time, it's gained semi-sentience and now resists any orders from non-O5 members. The satellite is made of unknown alloys and is powered by a reactor that makes it self-sufficient in its firing mechanism. However, the exact nature of how its firing effects are generated remains unknown. SCP-923 can also relay limited information about itself. Based on this, it's known that the satellite has no control over its defense mechanism. As a result, containment involves preventing other satellites from entering its path, as this could trigger catastrophic events. Because only O5 Council members can authorize queries or issue commands to SCP-923, its termination has been delayed. For this reason, it has been classified as a Keter-level anomaly. SCP-923 symbolizes the unchecked and uncontrollable power of the O5 Council, a power that cannot be questioned by those below them. Initially, the O5 Council denied knowledge of SCP-923, but it has since been revealed that they control its functioning. The satellite, previously used for assassinating rivals, brings the actions of the Council under scrutiny. 10. SCP-3001, Red Reality. SCP-3001 is a non-dimension or void created by the formation of a specific type of wormhole. This space has a very low Hume level and causes matter within it to degrade until it matches the void's Hume level. The anomaly was discovered when Dr. Robert Scranton, a researcher with SCP, was pulled into it during an experiment involving a reality-altering device. The anomaly's name, Red Reality, comes from Scranton's logs, recorded on the Lang-Scranton Stabilizer's control panel, which was also transported into the space during the incident. The panel later returned to our dimension due to accidental effects of new experiments. Much of the information about the space comes from Dr. Scranton's recorded experiences on the control panel. He described the space as infinitely large and completely featureless, except for red light. According to estimates, Dr. Scranton survived for at least 5 years, 11 months, and 21 days in the featureless void, as his molecular structure gradually degraded. The extreme loneliness Dr. Scranton experienced is horrifying, compounded by his physical and mental deterioration. All attempts to recover Dr. Scranton have failed, and his current status remains unknown. The SCP Foundation has modified containment procedures for this Euclid-level anomaly to upgrade or prevent the creation of any reality-bending technology that could open this void again. Marvelous conclusion. Clearly, from the descriptions, it can be observed that the anomalies in the SCP universe are as diverse as human creativity goes. SCP's collaborative writing community has started off numerous debates and discussions, which in turn gives new ideas for the universe's expansion and evolution. SCP increases the yearning to read and know more about the universe as one starts exploring it. All these are results of the immense potential that human imagination carries. We would like to hear from you guys about your favorite SCP anomalies or about new ideas that could be incorporated into the universe. So yes, fill the comment section with new creative endeavors.